Steve, you're a My name's Kate, I play second clarinet with Kaleidoscope Orchestra. Welcome to my home studio. This is just an example of what I do when I'm preparing a part, and hopefully it'll give you some insight into sort of the people and the process behind the videos that you watch on YouTube. So the first thing that I would do before starting to record any of this is I'll often just look over the music to give myself a bit of an idea about what's coming up. What I will do usually when I record is I will do one take that maybe I've not worked on all of the music yet, because there are some sections where I'll look at and I'll think, okay, I can probably do that without much sweat, and so I'll just look over the few things that I think need looking at. If you'd have asked me what I was doing this time last year when we recorded the last Millennium Mega Mix, I would have told you I put the phone out and I record into it, and so I recorded a 15-minute piece of music in one take. And I don't know what that says about my musicianship, because I don't think I could do that now, but I think that's because I've got better at the sort of audio engineering side of things, that I can now put my own track together and I don't have to do it all in one take and then do inserts. I can make my own track that I'm happy with and I don't have to play everything from the beginning. So some people over lockdown got fit and had these crazy transformations. My transformation was that I learned to use music technology software. So if you're interested in my setup, I use a MacBook Pro, so I just use GarageBand that came with that computer. GarageBand, if you've not used it, is a bit like Baby Logic, so actually a lot of the skills that you learn with that are transferable into Logic. I've got a small condenser mic here and an audio interface. I don't know if you can see it, it sort of blends in with the piano a little bit, but that's what I can hook up my mic to my computer with that, because without it I wouldn't be able to use the click track. Then the next thing that I'll do is I'll drag it into GarageBand so that then I can play along to it whilst I'm recording. Before I start recording and start messing with the levels on this, the best thing for me to do is probably warm up. So I will now go over the music and just check which bits I want to practice before we go. So often when I'm choosing what to practice, I'll look for the things that look kind of a bit freaky rhythmically. If it looks like it's something that's going to be hard for me to get my head around, then I'll look over that. And then I'll look over things as well that I think that might be a solo, that might be something that is going to stick out, just so I'm ready for it. Steve, you're a 6 sharps. Sweet. Cool, 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 cool. Teenage Dirtbag, the only tune that I can play on the guitar. Fine, so I think it's time to check the levels on this, isn't it? And give it a bit of a go and see what happens. I don't know if you can see, oh, you can just about see my green light here. If that's going while I play, that's a good sign. If it's going yellow, we're getting a bit edgy, and if it's going red, we don't want that. So you want to find a good balance. I didn't know any of this a year ago, and I still don't think I really know that much about it, but I'm getting there. As a clarinet player, you have to organise which little finger you're going to use for each note, and if you do the wrong one or go the wrong way, the whole passage can fall over. So that was this section, so I'm going to redo this section now and have a really careful think about my left hand little finger. So I went through the whole lot. It wasn't so bad. Most of it was fine and it got better towards the end. I don't know if anyone else feels that who does lots of recording, but I genuinely think that sometimes I get a bit deer in the headlights when I first start, and then it's fine. Do you ever do that thing where you're playing and then you think, hey, this is going really well, and then it immediately goes wrong? So I'm gonna do the section from the next episode. So the last thing that I'll do before I send it off to Steve is I'll listen to it through again, and I'll just check that there are no audible sort of clicks or weird sections where you can tell that I've done an insert. So on Logic you would use something like crossfade, but unfortunately GarageBand doesn't have that, so I have to automate the volume, which is a bit of a pain. So that's what I'm doing next, and then I'll shoot the video, which I find the most difficult part of the process because I find it really exhausting trying to set up the camera so that you can see me and you can't see too much of my background, all of that different stuff. It's taken what feels like 3 million hours to find a decent looking camera angle today. It's just a bit dark. So here it is, everyone, the final step. I use WeTransfer to send all of the files because they are all so huge.
One eternity later.
It's a lot later than I'd hoped to be working on this, but do you ever have an afternoon where nothing technology-wise works? So I couldn't get any of the files off my phone, and then when I did, my computer wouldn't accept them because I didn't have the space. Anyway, I don't know how Steve deals with all of these files because I make literally one file that's slightly bigger than usual and everything melts down. So how he deals with like 35 of them, I don't know. Anyway, it's all sent off now. I can now relax. It's been more of a journey than it usually is, but thanks for joining me. It's been great to have you here. And if you've got any questions, you know how to ask them. And in the meantime, hope you enjoy the video.